Last time I talked about the most misleading stat. Well, here is the most important stat in tennis, what I think is the most important stat. And that is basically your winning percentage on your second serve, basically second serve points won. And this is backed up by data, but to be honest, I don't really care about the data. This is pretty much my observation as a tennis coach, as a person who has watched many tennis matches of my own players and just watching tennis on TV, watching the pros. The second serve points won is the most important stat in tennis. There are times where there is a tennis player where their first serve percentage is way up there. They have a great first serve. It's going 70-80%, and that could really decide the match. But for the rest of humanity, right, rest of us, it's about the second serve. But before we get into it, let's take a look at this point real quick. This video is courtesy of Zoo Tennis. Check out their channel for some awesome junior tennis content. Here's Jack Kennedy and Matthew Forbes playing this point out. So why is second serve points so important? Well, if you're doing well with your second serve points, that will probably mean that you're not double faulting as much, right? If you're double faulting maybe 6 to 8 times, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, you're throwing away points, and that's probably a symptom of just bad serving in general, regardless if it's a first or second serve, right? So, those double faults, that's just a key giveaway, and you really have to make up for it with a really good first serve or just spectacular play if you're going to win that tennis match. And most importantly, if you're winning your second serve points, that generally means that you're giving away less opportunities for your opponent. So as the returner, you're always looking for that weak second serve, something that you could pounce on, something that will allow you to dictate play. But here's Jack with his second serve, right? And you could already see that Matthew has already stepped up inside the baseline. He's looking to rip it, right? Any kind of mistake on a second serve, Matthew here is a professional tennis player, very good tennis player, right? They're looking to really attack that second serve. So if you are controlling your own second serve and you're controlling this rally here, then it's just going to work out very well for you holding serve. So how do you become very good at winning your second serve points? Well, the first thing obviously is to have a good second serve. It's a serve that doesn't have to be the most awesome thing in the world, right? So here's Jack. He has a very good kick serve. So obviously a kick serve will work wonders for you, right? But here's the main thing with the second serve. You got to be able to place it well. And for me personally as a tennis player, I don't have a great second serve, but I could at least place it and put it into my opponent's backhand, right? As long as you have intention and you could execute that intention, regardless of how slow that serve is, that serve can be 50 to 60 miles per hour, but if you could direct it to where you want it to go, then that's going to work extremely well for you. And that's the starting point, right? Placing it well, having good spin, maybe it goes deep as well, so that will totally help. And again, you don't have to have a John Isner type of second serve, right? Something that you can place, something that's dependable, something where you're down break point, right, 30-40, and you could still spin it into your opponent's backhand or forehand or wherever. That's going to be very good for you. And also to win second serve points, you got to have a plan. And, again, I know that may seem like it's an obvious thing to do, but you got to have a plan for all your second serve points. So here's Jack serving again. But notice what he does with his feet here. He serves, he's in the court, but he takes a backward split step. And, for me as a tennis player, back in my junior days, right, I had a very bad second serve. But what I would do is take this backward split step, and I would probably go farther back than this because I'm expecting my opponent to rip returns. They may rip it up the line, go cross court, or just go to my feet, but I'm expecting something very, very hard. And my goal was just to survive, maybe redirect it back to the open court, or just defend, just try to get it back deep and survive that way. And if I could survive the first 2 incoming shots, then I could find a way to get ahead in the point and maybe win that point. So, you got to have a plan for yourself. You got to be able to anticipate some of your opponent's returns, right? Maybe they like to go forehand up the line. Maybe they like to go backhand cross court. You got to pick up on these patterns with these returns. And so once you do that, once you have this plan for your second serve points, right, regardless if you have a bad second serve or great second serve, then you're going to win these second serve points. And one other thing about second serve points, I think in regards to the second serve, it's a very mental thing. Very mental thing. Again, with this jack serve here, just look at Matthew stepping up here inside the baseline. A lot of your opponents, right, if you have a bad second serve, they're going to be up on the service line. So you have to be mentally strong, and you have to tell yourself, right, bring it on, bring on this heat, bring on the power. And yes, I'm going to be someone that can defend. I'm going to be someone that can attack this, whatever return of serve that's coming my way. And if you have that type of attitude, if you have that way of embracing the pressure, then you're going to win these second serve points.
If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.